This here is Freddie. He's a 4-year-old Whippet, and I adopted him when he was barely 7 months old. I got him home, and within a couple of days, he started to have seizures. I don't know if he had always suffered from seizures and the previous owners just didn't tell me, or if that was triggered due to a lot of stress. There's no real direct indicator as to what triggers it, where it originated from, whether the stress was what started his seizures in the first place. It's been years worth of mystery. Over those years, I have learned a lot about how to reduce his seizures. I have learned how to recognize when he's going to have a seizure, which is really useful to know. Whether or not that's the same for all dogs or all Whippets, I don't know, but I will be making a video specifically about that very soon. So if you're interested in that, be sure to subscribe to this channel, and if you turn on the notifications, you'll be notified when a new video is released. That is something that I do want to touch on, specifically how to tell when a dog's going to have a seizure, and lots of other topics in and around seizures in dogs. This is my first dog who suffers with seizures, so it was all new. It was all very scary, to be quite honest with you, because it completely took me off guard, and I thought he was choking. I thought he was going to die. It was awful, but I'm used to it now. I've learned to manage it, live with it, and what I would actually like to do, just thinking about it now, is create a little series of videos based specifically on seizures in dogs, and yeah, we'll go from there. So if you are interested in that, please do make sure you comment below and subscribe to the channel as well. But in today's video, I just wanted to talk to you guys about this. This is the product right here. He's sleeping in it right now. It's currently covered in blankets. But this product is a plastic bed. And before we click off the video and think, that's so stupid and obvious, I know what you're thinking. I can hear you from here. Just bear with me, because it's taken me 3 years to get to a point of buying one of these. I believe they're overseen. They are not purchased by many people because a lot of people opt for like a big padded, fancy, expensive looking bed. So just a little bit more background for you before I get into why this is so good. I used to have Freddie sleep in the same bed as me, and if he didn't seizure, I probably still would today, because I love cuddling him. He loves being under the duvet. He loves being warm. But with seizures come a lot of interrupted night sleep. When he seizures, he does wet himself, so there's just a huge puddle of wee all over the bed, which gets all the sheets covered in wee. It gets the mattress covered in wee. There's wee up the walls. It's quite horrific, honestly. It's not great, especially when you're just drifting off, and or he has a seizure at 2 a.m. and then you've got to do a whole bed change. You've got to flip the mattress and then clean it the next day. It's just a huge to-do. So I put him sleeping in the same bed with me to a stop, and I started shutting him out of the bedroom, and he had a dog bed, not this, and he had the sofa as an option. Now, he way preferred the sofa over any dog bed I've ever bought him, minus this. And then the next problem I had was that obviously when he seizures, as mentioned, he does wet himself. So the sofa was then getting covered in wee, the walls were getting covered in wee, and on top of that, it's also dangerous because when he's seizuring, his body's shaking uncontrollably, and there's a chance, and it did happen several times, where he fell off the sofa onto hard floor. Obviously, because he has no control of his body, his neck was bent in like compromised positions, and it was just too dangerous, because by the time I heard him having a seizure and I came out here, anything could have happened. So this is 3 years in the making. I'm in Aldi with Anushka. We're in Aldi, the supermarket, and they've got these plastic beds, and for whatever reason, they were something like £4.99, £4 or £5, which is an absolute bargain. Bought it home, and honestly, he's in this thing all the time. And I think one of the things that he really likes about it is that it's got super supportive sides. Now, with a lot of fancy dog beds that you get, they're just all padding. So if your dog does suffer with seizures, and your dog has a seizure on a big fancy bed, it's going to be hard for you to clean. On top of that, the side support, it tends to wear out. They look a bit untidy. I think the biggest thing for me is that they're hard to clean, but they're expensive and they just don't last that long. Now with this thing, the reason I love this plastic bed so much is for a few reasons. Firstly, the side supports, they're not flimsy. They're hard plastic, and it keeps him almost locked in here when he is having a seizure. So I know that he's safe. So he can still move around a little bit, but he's not going to fall out. Everything is contained, and whatever he does wee on in this bed, I can throw straight in the wash. I've mentioned in a previous video, which if I remember, I'll link above on the right-hand side of the video. All I use in his beds are single duvets, and I get a single bed sheet from Primark. The duvets are £8. The sheet sets, I think they're probably about £8 as well. And they're easy, they're cheap, they're convenient, they're easy to clean, so you can keep everything fresh. You can keep a spare set because they're so affordable and easy to store. This setup is perfect if your dog suffers with seizures. You know the dog's going to be kept safe. You know that this plastic bed is going to last forever. The plastic bed itself is easy to clean. You can rinse it out. You can shower it off in the bathroom. It's just an amazing product. And every time I've seen these in the pet shop, I myself have overlooked them because I think it's ugly, it's made of plastic, but actually it's the best, the cheapest, the most convenient dog bed I've ever purchased. So if your dog does suffer with seizures, I'd love to hear from you guys in the comment box below, because I do feel like there's a lot of information that I can probably help you with that I've personally learned over the years that don't require medication, which is a super important thing for me. And if you enjoyed this video, please do like, comment, share, subscribe to the channel. And yeah, I'd just be really happy and open to helping any of you guys out there who do have a dog who suffers with seizures, because it's horrible to see, it's horrible to witness, it's horrible to live with, honestly, because they are unpredictable. I'll leave it there for now, but I'll put an Amazon link in the description box below to the same-ish, similar product. And yeah, I definitely suggest you give one of these a go. Chuck a duvet in there and you are good to go. I do hope this video was helpful to some of you guys. I know it's a little bit niche because I know not all dogs suffer with seizures, but if yours does, hopefully this helps. Until the next one, we will see you very soon. Won't we, Freddie? Won't we, mate? You love it in there, don't you? You love it in there.